Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today I'd like to show you how I made this card. This is a pretty simple card. I needed a sympathy card, and so I thought I would work with the new framelets, Cross of Hope framelit dies that are in the Occasions catalog. And I used that, and then I used my sentiments from the main catalog, the Flourishing Phrases. It has this with sympathy, and on the inside of the card I have with warmth and caring from me. I wanted something that was just super simple and didn't have a lot of fuss and bother. So this is the card I came up with, and I think it's just lovely. And on the inside, I embossed the sentiment and then put another of the pieces that I used from this die set. So what I used, the dies that I used, let's see, there's a few of them in this die set that are here, and I'm going to show you all of the ones that I did use. I used the stitched oval dies. I used the smallest of the stitched oval, both for my with sympathy and for my gold piece behind it. And let's see, card pieces. We need I used Pool Party, 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of white, 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. Then I used some scrap gold, and I just happen to have a bunch of little pieces of scrap gold, and because I need to cut out in the gold, I needed to cut out this cross. It's really pretty, this gold filigree, and this little cross was a surprise for me, because it gives you not only the little cross shape, but it also gives you a little outside framelit. And I didn't expect that. So these are what I cut out, and here's my pieces. So there's my filigree. Isn't that just beautiful? I just think it's such a pretty, pretty cross. Then I cut out the solid cross. And I embossed these two pieces, and then I used the gold 1/8 of an inch ribbon here to create this on the background, and I used the dynamic embossing folder that is the leaf pattern. So those are all of the pieces that I used on this, and let's just get started. So on this, what I did was emboss my blue piece, because I decided, I tried it on white and I didn't like it near as well. I'll show you one that I did before we're done here. So I have already embossed this piece, and I need to put my ribbon down on this piece. So I am going to just grab my silicone mat here, and I like to put a little bit of glue down on the back of the ribbon so that it stays put, particularly with this bumpy card front here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of snail to this piece of ribbon, and I'm going to set it along the edge of my card here, and try to get that set down. I'm having trouble with straight today. Well, maybe if I use my grid paper. That should be nice and straight. Great. Okay. So there's that piece, and what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of snail on the back of here and glue those ribbon pieces down. Now I need one more piece of ribbon to come across here, and let me put some adhesive on that piece. and do the same thing. I'll use my grid paper to help me get it straight. It's such a simple tool, and yet it makes an enormous difference. And it's a way to absolutely ensure that I've got not only a straight placement, but the same amount of border on both ends. So there we have our ribbon completed. And again, I'm going to just add some snail on the back of the card here to secure my ribbon tails down. Okay, then I will add more snail on the back of my embossed panel here, and I'm going to put quite a bit of glue on it because it is embossed, and so all surfaces aren't touching down the same at the same places. So I will center this on here, and there we go. We have that all done. And let's see, on my white piece, I'm going to need to do some embossing, and I'm going to need to do some embossing on a piece of the blue. So let me go ahead and do that. So I have my stamps mounted here. This is for the inside, and I want that with warmth and caring from me. The only thing I'll say about this stamp is that it's got a very wide rim around the edge here, so you kind of have to watch it, and if you pick up too much Versamark there, it'll pick up powder, and so if you do get some, take a look at it before you stamp down, because you can use a baby wipe or something to clean that up a little bit. Let's see how I do here. I just want this centered and straight. There we go. Now I have some gold embossing powder here. And let's see how I did. Well, even at that, I got a little bit of embossing powder on an edge there. Probably doesn't hurt to just go ahead and clean that before you do your stamping. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside, and I need to do my With Sympathy on this piece of blue. So I will do that, and I've got my Sympathy stamp, and this time I am going to go around the edges because I don't want to take that chance again. And it just cleans up a little bit of that Versamark on the edges and just gives you a little bit better chance at success. And I can see that I wiped a little aggressively on that one. Okay, so I'm going to put my With Sympathy right down here, making sure that I give myself enough room to do my die cutting around that piece. There we go. And so that is all of the stamping there is for this project. And so I will add my powder there. And that's pretty good. A little stray here. There we go. All right. So now what I'm going to do is use my heat tool and emboss these, and I will quiet the video while I get that done. All right, there's my embossing done. Now I'm going to go over to my Big Shot, and I'm going to cut this piece out and cut out my other gold pieces, and I'll be back in a flash. Okay, I'm back now, and I've got all of my cutting done. So we are now at the point that we're at assembly. So the first thing I'm going to do is adhere my card, and I think I'm going to use the cutout piece, and I might just save this piece to put on the envelope. And so I will be using my silicone mat and just a little bit of Tombow glue to see if I can't get this adhered down. Then some snail and put this on the inside of my card. And get this centered on here. And there's the inside of my card complete. Now, on these pieces, what I did use was I used some glue dots on this piece here to adhere it to the gold. So I've just put down a couple of glue dots on the back of here. And then I arranged this so that it was, I could see the stitching on both pieces, and I created the little border. And then I used a couple of dimensionals on the back of this piece and secured it to my card right here along the bottom so that it's down in this corner where the ribbons cross. And there we go. I think that's straight. Then on this piece, I also used some dimensionals. And then the cross I placed close to the edge and just up here so that you certainly can put it wherever you like depending on what your eye sees. Oops, I didn't take off all of the backings. That won't stick worth a darn with those things on there. Okay, try that again. So right up here and basically straight. Then I put some Tombow on the back of this filigree heart, just kind of in all of the spots right down the middle. And there's a couple spots here that can take a little bit of glue. So I went down the middle and then across the cross here so that I could put my blue cross here that I made down so that it covers. What I want it to do is cover this center line all the way up the cross and all the way across, so you see it through the holes that are there. So it's a matter, and with Tombow you've got a little bit of wiggle time, but it's a matter of just getting it down and put into place and give it just a second to dry. And then I did glue dots again, and I folded them over on themselves so that they were like half, and I put them in the middle and on all four corners of the cross. Okay, so now I've got my glue dots down, and there you can see, I can see the blue through my upper cross. And what I'm going to do then is put this down on the gold and get it as close as I can to right exactly over the top. And then I have the effect of this pretty heart raised. I might take this one, like I said, and put it on the envelope that I prepare for this. But that is pretty much the project for the day. Like I said, it really is quite a simple card, but I think the impact is pretty powerful. The Pool Party, and I love the combination of Pool Party and gold together. So there's our card, and you know, it's the way life is. We have to deal with these times that we need sympathy cards, and they might as well be beautiful. So there's my project for the day. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And anything you see here can be purchased on my 24/7 shop, which is www.lbedinger.stampinup.net. And the prize draw for the month of February is a 2-month subscription to Paper Pumpkin. And if you already take Paper Pumpkin and you win, then you can select something else of your choice. And let's see, during celebration, $50 worth of product gets you some free stuff out of the Sale-A-Bration catalog. And there, with a $100 order, there's more elaborate things that you can get for free. And this is a great time to join Stampin' Up! There's special deals. You get almost $200 worth of stuff for $99, and I'd love to have you on my team. So that's it for me today. Again, thanks for stopping by, and I'll be back soon with more projects and more cards. Bye!